Hey folks, Chris here with Encompass Lending Group. Just following up today on the lending portion of your videos. If ever you have any questions beyond what the videos show, do not hesitate to reach out. All the contact information is listed below. I want to thank you for your time and look forward to helping you out through this entire process. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Alright folks, for the first video here, we're going to go through the process of the lending aspect. Now, there are many different pieces that come into play here, but for this first part, let's just talk about the different steps. When you're looking for a specific lender, you're going to go through the pre-approval process, followed by the contract, disclosures, which then go into underwriting, conditional approval, back to underwriting, hopefully clear to close, and then you sitting at the closing table signing on your new home. Now the first step of the pre-approval process really is the documents themselves. When you're talking with a lender, one of the biggest things you need to focus on is what they're asking for. If they're not asking for 2 years worth of tax returns, 2 years worth of W-2s, 1 month's worth of pay stubs, photo ID, as well as 2 months worth of bank statements, you're missing out. The reason there is because we want to be as detailed as possible up front so that you're not hitting any snags or any what-ifs as you actually get under contract. So focus on that. If they're not asking all of those things, then really all they do is have you pre-qualified, which is just a simple piece of paper that anybody can write anything on. After this piece, what you're looking for is really just the shopping aspect of when you're with your realtor. We will keep you up to date on where rates are moving, let you know if there are any major moves in the market, and obviously make sure you're taken care of in case you have any further questions beyond that pre-approval. Really, at this point, we're just checking in. Now, the greatest feeling, obviously, is when you finally find the right home. Once you get under contract with the realtor, we're going to help you, give you ideas of what all your different options are when it comes to this home, when it comes to cash to close, what to expect on rates, but the whole 9 yards of your entire process laid out in front so you can obviously know exactly what to expect. Now, once we actually have the exact route of what you're trying to do, we're going to send out what are called disclosures. Disclosures are your entire loan laid out in front of you. It is a very, very detailed piece of work that usually takes anywhere from about 3 to 5 hours on our part just to build up for you. It'll have everything we've talked about laid out in front of you so that you have no questions what to expect. Now, when you're looking at these disclosures, if it's another lender, what you want to focus on really is the rate aspect. There in the disclosures on your loan estimate will show if your rate is locked or floating. If it shows as it floating, the one thing you need to worry about is basically, will it be locked as soon as you finish signing your disclosures? That is the biggest aspect when it comes to disclosures, because the last thing you want to worry about is that rate ever changing after you've started the process. Now, following disclosures, we move into the underwriting aspect. Now, in underwriting, really, it's just one person or sometimes two that go into the entire file and basically view every aspect of your loan. That includes contracts, appraisals, surveys, title work, county documents, the whole 9 yards. The one thing I want you to focus on here is you need to just sit back and try to relax as much as possible, because it can be a little bit more stressful. The first underwrite is usually the longest, lasting anywhere from about 2 to 5 days, depending on how detailed the file is and what season we are in the home purchasing time frame. Now, what we can do here from there is basically they're going to come back with a conditional approval. If everything looks great in the file, the majority of the conditions that come back from the underwriter are usually for third parties. That's the title work, the county, appraisal aspects, things what you're looking for there. Sometimes they're going to come back and ask a few questions of you, the borrower, just to fill in some gaps that they might have seen when it comes to your pay, bank statements, or anything like that. Beyond that, we're here to help and obviously make sure it's as smooth and simple as possible. Now from there, we'll resubmit everything when it comes to the third parties. That way we can shoot for the final clear to close. The clear to close is basically they're saying you are ready to go to the closing table. Now this will have everything laid out, show all the final conditions, anything that's required at closing, what needs to be signed, as well as have what your final cash to close figure is. This is the check, money order, or wire that you will send directly to the title company on closing day. From here, unfortunately, the title company usually takes over and we kind of have to take a back seat. This is because the title company has final say in what all the final figures are when it comes to your escrow and what we have to balance at. So when they do take over, we basically kind of have to just sit back, answer any questions you might have, and wait for them to do their job. Sometimes it takes 24 hours, sometimes it could take all the way up to 5 minutes before closing. I wish it could be easier, but in all aspects, just feel great that you're clear to close and you're about to purchase your home. All right, folks. Today, you are at the closing table. Congratulations on your new home purchase. We are here available as always to answer any questions you might have, but we just want to reach out and say thank you. Have a wonderful day.